Well, live from Auckland Park in Johannesburg, a very good afternoon to you. This is the daily service delivery gauge on SABC 1 as well as the SABC News channel. I'm Criselda Lewis. Siyavuya Banani, our sign language interpreter this afternoon is Fortune Matala. Thank you very much for joining us once again.
Well, a very good afternoon to you, South Africa, and I'm Mxolisi Masango. Now, remember, this is your show, and if you want to be a part of the conversations on the show, do interact with us on our social media platforms. You can also tweet us on @SABC News using hashtag SDGageDaily, hashtag SABC News. You can also send us your WhatsApp voice notes and video clips to 083 272 8341. And today's question is, with 3 weeks ahead to the local government elections, as a voter, what are your needs and expectations in terms of service delivery? This is the Monday edition of the Daily Service Delivery Gauge. It's good to have you. Let's get started. Here's where we start. Of the 26.2 million registered voters for the 2021 local government elections, the age band of 18 to 29 makes up almost 18%, while South Africa's unemployment rate continues to rise. Close to 43% of the youth aged 25 to 34 as at April 2021 were unemployed. This is likely to be top of mind for young people. With just 2 weeks, 20 days to be exact, to the polls, my co-host and senior reporter Criselda Lewis and cameraman CM Shongo have this report.
So while voter turnout statistics show a slight increase in the percentage of young people making their mark in the last two local government elections, on the ground the situation seems different. Well, some feel political parties are not addressing their concerns. During the school holidays last week, SABC News went out to Ennerdale, south of Johannesburg. It's a place like many around the country where young people have very little or no access to educational or recreational facilities. A drive around the neighborhood brings us to this 17-year-old girl with nothing to do. She's not even of voting age yet, but she tells me the future for young people here is bleak.
You can't even go to the stadium maybe to play netball or something because most of the stuff is gone there. And yeah, the swimming pools is not operating, it's hot now. There's absolutely nothing to do. So I chill here and smoke us a pipe and yeah.
This is what she's referring to. Facilities like the toilet at this stadium have long been vandalized.
Last week Saturday we were so frustrated. Trevor and Ooms came here for it and they found this little children, 9 years and 15 years, vandalizing. Because, you know, they just want to earn something because this place is a forgotten area, Ennerdale town and the surroundings, forgotten area. They want to get this things that they demolish to go and sell it by scrapyards that's not compliant.
As we move around the premises, even the clubhouse at the tennis court has become a smoking hideout.
Oh, you came to smoke here.
Oh. What did you come and do here, Baba?
To smoke, man.
But why are you coming here?
The city decided to show up. Residents tell me they've been AWOL. They left when residents asked why they decided to pitch now.
As you can see, Johannesburg was here. They came to mark the grounds today and the facilities. But this facility wasn't marked, I think, for the past season or two.
It's nice. You saw them earlier. They were here. The city of Johannesburg, the police are here. They're only here because there's cameras here. When you're not here, ma'am, nobody's here. It's just us. We patrol this place.
That enthusiasm amongst young people shown slightly in these figures for the last two local government polls. They simply want jobs access to opportunities, and even safer communities to live in. Criselda Lewis, SABC News in Ennerdale. Meanwhile, Diepsloot residents under the city of Johannesburg Metro are complaining about their living conditions. So they say the municipality does not listen to their grievances and they feel neglected. SABC senior producer Hlela Mqoko spoke to some of the residents in that area.
Welcome to Diepsloot, a township in the north of Johannesburg. This township was established in 1994, and as the new democracy baby, it was meant to bring a better life for all. The residents of Diepsloot say this has been the total opposite. We met with Mam Sarafina Stole, who lives in Extension 7, and she says she's been out of electricity for more than a year.
Angiphili kahle ngoba no paraffin anginawo ngesinye isikhathi ngithenga uparaffin base ngeprama stove. Mawungekho uparaffin ngifuna ukwenza itiye siphuza amanzi nesinkwa ngamanzi abandayo.
Bafuneka uphekile ukwenze kanjani?
Ngiye ngiphathe nalesi stove lesi njengoba usibona lesi esibaswa ngeenkuni. Ngishutheke iinkuni mangingenawo ulokhuza. Shutheke ngeenkuni ukuthi kubaswe ngesisikhathi.
Uma kunabantwana ahlala nabo abafundayo apha?
Nginayo umntwana ofundayo, umzukulu wami ukhona.
Ufunda njani ke ngoku kule ngxaki ikhoyo apha?
Uma ngabe ufunda ngekhandlela, mangabe likhandlela lingekho, sihambe siyochaja emzini, sikhona azofundiswa ngefoni.
Sicelo August says the municipality does not care about the residents of this area.
Electricity is important, especially for the young kids at school, especially now with COVID and everything's moving to the technology, and we don't have the capacity for that. Eskom used to come through and sort out minor issues, and then it just got less and less frequent. Now they don't even come at all.
One of the councillors in this area, Mr. Abram, says things have improved a great deal here.
In the space of 10 years, when I'm the ward council of the area, we have 2 malls here in Diepsloot. We have police station here in Diepsloot. Roads are done each and every year. Roads are done each and every year. We have 2 schools here in Diepsloot. There are lots of things that are happening that people are failing to see.
Most of the residents in this area are saying they are not seeing any fruits of voting. Therefore, they will not be going to the polls on the 1st of November. For SABC News, I am Hlela Mqoko in Diepsloot, Johannesburg.
Thank you very much, Hlela. So we decided to bring in one of the community leaders in that particular area in Diepsloot. Of course, that area facing quite a number of challenges. Loyiso Toia joins us now. A very good afternoon to you. But Loyiso, from what our colleague Hlela is telling us, there doesn't seem to be a great appetite for the upcoming elections. Is that the general sense on the ground?
Indeed, some people feel like that there's no use for them to vote because they don't see any changes. Most of the things in our community, you will find these roads that are being done, sewer that is there, but the main thing that is happening, the maintenance of these sewers. You will see sewer running the street. The main issue, another issue that is a crisis in our community, the issue of electricity. As Ugogo in that extension, that is extension 11. For the past 2 years, there have been no electricity. We have tried to intervene as community leaders, march and do all these things that we can make our leaders in government to listen to us. But those efforts have fallen into deaf ears. But indeed, we are not going to step back. We are going to continue representing our community, do what we think is necessary as community leaders. Our people, indeed, they are crying. They're saying, what is a use for us to vote? As we have said to them, voting is a privilege. It is your chance to go and make sure that you register a mark, to make sure that you choose the leaders that will represent very well. When we have these grievances, they are able to tackle them.
So why then not, as community leaders, encourage residents instead of staying away, then for them to go to the polls then and choose whosoever they think would be able to make that kind of change for them. I'm seeing a gentleman that was also on that clip that was put together by a colleague, Stella, who says a lot has happened in Diepsloot. I know for a fact that Diepsloot residents have been protesting for the longest time.
Indeed, I can concur with that. A lot has happened. As I've said before, some of the things that are a problem in our community is the maintenance and the hiring of main contractors that are not capable of doing these roads. For example, you'll find JDA, JRA coming in to build roads. In a space of a year, the road is full of potholes. You'll find...
is that poor workmanship?
That is poor workmanship from the side of the contractors that have been employed. You will find Johannesburg Water bringing in sewer pipes. In a period of a space, those pure sewer pipes, there's a sewer across the street. We have to make calls and intervene as community leaders. For example, I have a colleague who works at Johannesburg Water, who works on this side of Absentine Alexander.
Yes.
He once told me that, you know, one day we were going to service Alexander. We were quickly called to go and service Sentin because the councillors in those areas, they put our depot managers pressure. If a pipe can burst now in Sentin, they will quickly run and service that pipe. But in Diepsloot, I can tell you, we can go now. There's a pipe that will forever burst for a period of 2 weeks, if not a month.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happened. We'll make calls, we will cry, we call Johannesburg Water, nothing has happened. The maintenance and the servicing of those services that are given is very poor. That is the problem. The issue of unemployment of young people in our community is a crisis. I can tell you now, Crisalda, today, there's a project that is being done in R55.
Yes.
That project, people were there, they've closed it because the way that people are hiring is not transfer and transparent. So the issue of employment is personal to people. They've even go to an extra mile and closing project and do all of these things.
But Lois, I'm afraid that's all we have time for, but I think you articulated very well some of the challenges in your area. Thank you very much indeed. And I think one of the crucial issues that we also brought to the Premier in this particular province, precisely what he says, there is work being done, but poor workmanship. Who will then be holding some of these companies accountable is some of the questions that they're asking. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Well, thank you very much for that, Crisalda. Now, the Masilonyane local municipality in the Free State is synonymous with water problems. Now, poor maintenance of the aging water infrastructure is a challenge. This often leaves residents without water for days and at times even weeks. The municipality includes Winburg, Theunissen and Brandfort. Winburg is a small town in the Free State province. It is in the Masilonyane local municipality in the Lejolepotswa district. The current mayor of Masilonyane municipality is Councillor Gunatu Stephen Golwane. The district has a population of 646,920. This is 22% of the total population of the Free State province. We now zoom into Winburg, where our reporter Balisa Mwedi and video journalist Tsepo Moyeme are talking to residents there. Balisa, it's great to have you on the program today. What is happening there where you are?
Well, I can tell you that we are at Mahikeng here in Winburg, where we are talking to 69-year-old Elisa Maribe about the water problems that they're facing here in Mahikeng, as well as other service delivery issues that they have to contend with, on a daily basis. Me Maribe, ke lebogela gore o tlile go bua le rona gompieno. A go mpolele ka mathata lona a metsi. O no tlhalosa gore ka nako tse dingwe ga lena metsi for sebaka. Ga nna teng ga le a itumelele. A go re tlhalosetsa gore na go diragalang ka metsi a le.
Mathata a bima hampe mona Mahikeng a metsi. Ene ntwe go tlusa motlhoko e nngwe ha re jo tsolo jo tswa metsi ha kwallwa a kwalwa fela tshilana fela ha re jo tswe nnekisi matsi a ka kwallwa beke nya bobedi a be le go a bulelwa ene kana go ha re na le thoka ga ntho di toilet tsa gona di blokile so ke wana bothata re na le bona a holo ka ga motso wa go
ke nako e ka ntse le na le bothata bo se le nako e telele
ha ke nako e telele mme.
So So just to quickly translate what Maribe is saying, is that they've got an inconsistent water supply. It's been a long time that they've been experiencing this. And when they don't have water, when, obviously they're struggling with blocked toilets and, having to source water.
Hona le dilori tse matha mona tse tsamayang mona nako go di tsamaya ka thoko go motse kwana di fetela kwana nako ngwa gona go kgone wa fitlhela gona ba sa tsebeng go tsamaela gole
wena ke manga o latela metsi
ke thuswa ke ngwetsi ya ka jwalo ka ha le teng ha ka ta o phumantsha metsi wa nthusa ntlele ka imegetse pele a to di beya ka galela.
And then ono hlalosa hore le ha le teng hlwahlwa ya teng ha intle
go metsi ana le ha a tswa ha nako a tlo tswa ka ona a tswa a sa hlweka metsi ana e re anwangana a tswa a sa hlweka ha wa budela mane o tla utlwang an ga toilet
le nwa jwang jwa le pheya jwa
gore re a tloella ga ne ga o lo se jwalo ka ba le nwa ke le nwa ga ba ka tse bile ga anwile a ntsa le jwalo nako e ba re ba hlatsitse ba tshela jiki e ngata metsi ana ga tshulisa.
So Maribe is just explaining that she often has to struggle with getting water herself, and that her daughter-in-law fortunately does, help her. But eventually, when water does come out of the taps, it's not clean. It stinks. She says it actually stinks like sewage water. Maribe, taba mo bileng ka yone ke taba ya mokhukhu. Ko ena fela mo na mo dulang teng. O dula mo mokhukhu mo etsalang.
Kona ke maketse fela mme. Hona ho etsalang ka nna ho banyaneng. Khale ke tlolwa mona ke le ka ga motsona ke ntse ke tlolwa fela ba ontso tlola kwana hua nna ke dutse fela ke di tshela ka ga mokuku ke yona ntwe ngutisa motloko a holo yena eno ha pula ene le ke tlola ka ga metsi ka pela ntlo aka ho etsa letamo la metsi
o bona ho le molemo ho ka vouta ka maemo a tjena a o phelang ka tlasa ona mona makelekele
ha ke bone thuso ya o bouta hoba e sale ke bouta ka ga motsona ha ke fumane thuso ha ke bone la ke boutela eng ke taba fela ke tloelle fela ke duwe ke le jwalo
ke lebohelana ka ho Maribe. Just to fill you in quickly, regarding the housing issue, Maribe actually explained to us earlier that she's been here for exactly 16 years living in a shack. Her neighbors all had RDP houses built for them, but she's the one who still stays in a shack, and for some odd reason she finds that every time houses are being built for people around here, but hers is just skipped, and she couldn't get answers, not from the councillor, not from the local municipality here. And she also said she doesn't understand the reason why she still needs to vote, living under these conditions. With that, it's back to you in studio.
Well, that's our reporter, Balesa Moeti, joining us there from the Free State, and of course highlighting the basic delivery of basic services there. And of course, Criselda is on standby. Criselda, what's next?
Thank you very much, Mxolisi. So housing, of course, being a long-standing issue for many South Africans. We'll go to Mahikeng just very shortly, where SABC News reporter Diepsloot Pakedi speaks to Mabel Dlamini from that particular area and some of the challenges around this fundamental human right. So Mahikeng local municipality, situated in the capital town of the northwest. The municipality is about 25 kilometers from the Botswana border. That municipality having 31 wards. Let's go live now to Diepsloot Pakedi speaking to Mabel Dlamini. A very good afternoon to you both. Thanks indeed for your time. So, Diepsloot, what are some of the basic challenges that some of the community members are speaking to there? I'm sure Mabel will touch on some of those.
Good afternoon, Criselda, and of course, as you've mentioned there, Mahikeng is one of really the area that have a challenge when it comes to basic service delivery. And when we say basic service delivery, really these are things that are enshrined in Chapter 2 of the Constitution, of course, many talking about housing, water, and so forth. And as you can see behind me, it's one of the situations where Mahikeng residents are subjected to. When you look into this yard, if my colleague Zolani Alexandra can pen into that, you can see that there is no toilet. There is no toilet toilet at all, even inside the house. But I will talk to Mabel Dlamini, who's one of the victims of those who are using pit latrines. She's saying she fell into a pit latrine about 7 months ago. Mama, you mentioned there gore o mongwe wa batho ba ileng gore ba tlile go ka vouta ka di-1 re tlhalosetse pele ka maitemogelo a gago a go ka dirisa toilet ya mosima le gore o ile wa wela mo go yone.
Ke le nna ke mongwe wa batho ba ba tlileng go vouta mo go vouteng ga ka ke solofetse gore ke kreye toilet ko jareteng ka gore ke na le toilet ya mosima e lenyileng e le ka mmatšhe ka wela mo go yone e santsane o le teng mosima oa ke registerela gore ke kgone go kreya toilet tse sa le ba re promisitse tsone gore ba tla re etsetsa di toilet
re itse gore ga re lebela di programa di tshwana le bo di IDP makhanselara a tshwanetse go lebella ditlhokego tsa malapa otlhe mo jareteng mokhanselara wa ward e re leng mo go yone a ke motho o e leng gore o lebella dikgwetlo tsa go tshwana le tseo ya ka o bua gore you are voting hoping that you will get a proper sanitation.
Yo ntse le teng o na se di lebelele dikgwetlo tsa go tshwana le tseo re na le di foundation tsa di RDP tse e leng gore sa le di eme di promise tso batho ha di kgone go fela re na le di promise tsa gore go tlo go tsengwa paving mo ditseleng ditsela di ema metsi ha re kgone go tsamaya le one metsi ra staka ka one le one re na le gore re fetse beke go sena metsi
jaanong o ka ya le gore ntse o vouta since 1994 a lot of things are not changing so se go ga se re mama
so senta se re ga gona diphetogo ka gore sa le ke voutile 1990 e sa le ke ntse ke vouta ga gona di ene le mo jareteng ke le mmereko ke na le bana ntlunyane ga le yone RDP ye wa sa le ke kwadisitswe le di toilet ke kwadisitswe le bana ga ba krei mmereko re na le ntlo e leng gore ke 2 room bana re ba raro ba shimane re 5 ga ke bereke.
That was Mabel Dlamini, 59-year-old woman here in Longley Park, saying there that she's been voting since 1994, Griselda, hoping that things will change. She fell into a pit latrine. She's living in an RDP that is way too small for her family. She's not working. She can't afford basic needs. She's hoping that when she votes, at least it will change, but she does not have hope also because she's been voting for the past 20 years and of course also highlighting that a lot of people are voting hoping that things will change, and we will see post 1st November if all of that will be done. Griselda, back to you in studio.
Tebogo, thank you very much indeed. SABC News reporters Mxolisi out and about the country trying to give us a vast experience of what these communities are going through.
Absolutely. As a viewer, let's quickly remind you on the question we are asking you today. We're just 3 weeks ahead of the local government elections. Well, 20 days to be precise. As a voter, what are your needs and expectations in terms of service delivery? And with that, we have Utumelo Muweng from Mahikeng. Hello, Utumelo. You are live on the Daily Service Delivery Gauge. Talk to us.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
I'm okay. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm Tumelo from Mahikeng.
Yes, Tumelo, you are live?
Yes, we have the problem here with our municipality. The quality of water and other basic service deliveries is of very, very low quality. For an example here, we do have a very, very yellow water with a stengy smell. Our roads are filled with potholes, no street lights, town is dirty, very dark, and our main rank at the town is full of crime and full of, it's a drug harbor, in fact, if one has to say that.
All right, Tumelo, thank you so much for your comment and question there and your complaint, of course, that you just shared with us. That's all we have time for today on the show. This was the Monday edition of the Daily Service Delivery Gauge. We're back with you tomorrow at 4:30 on SABC 1 and the SABC News channel.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Do join us then. Good afternoon.
Take care.